Welcome to No Smoke TV. Today we have a special guest from the hit show 60 Days In, season 4, I believe, Johnny Ramirez.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Yourself, brother?
I'm doing great, man.
It looks good out there. The weather looks great.
Oh yeah, man. We got clouds for once, but man, it's about 70, 80 over here in Arizona.
Yeah, I see you with a t-shirt on, so I know it must be beautiful out there.
Oh, man, it's beautiful.
So are you from Arizona, or you born and raised?
Born and raised in South Phoenix, Arizona, man.
So what was you doing before the show? Like, what was your occupation before the show? What was you doing?
I was a wastewater technician for Intel, and before the show, that's what I was doing. And my kids are grown, so I was doing handyman work on the side just to get that hustle. You know how the hustle changes from slanging rocks to doing it the right way. So
Exactly.
you still have the hustle in you, so you just kind of do it different now. But yeah, and that's how I got on the show, man. I was looking for jobs on a specific site, and when I found that they were doing a documentary, I signed up for it. And I didn't know who it was. They wouldn't tell you what it was, and I all right, I'll do this documentary. I don't care as long as they pay me. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, they told me what it was for, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just saw season 1, season 2. But I thought they were just bullshitting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when they told me who it was, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But how much I'm gonna get paid? Because I gotta leave my job. And yeah, sure enough, they told me we worked some deals out, and next thing you know, I'm like, all right, let's do this. And they asked me to give me a story, why the purpose, why I want to go in, and I told them my reason why, so that's how I got on, bro.
So how is the pay? Was it? I don't want to ask you exactly how much you got paid, but was it worth leaving your job?
I can't really say because I'm still in a contract as far as that part.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not like I'm out of contract, but I can't tell you how much I got paid. But I could tell you it's you get from a range between 60 to 40,000.
Nice.
Between there, it's up to them. Like it's up to you and them if they want to. So like it's great. It's good money if you make good money, or if you don't make good money. So say like if you make $12 an hour, it's great money. If you make $20-something an hour, it's okay money. You know what I mean? Because it depends. Like if your job lets you go and do it, then it's cool. But if your job doesn't let you do it, then you got to make that decision. Is it worth it? Is it worth doing that and losing your job and shit? So
exactly.
So you still got to get paid. People say you do it voluntarily, you still got paid. Well, yeah, but I have to pay the bills still. You know what I'm saying? The house still get paid, the mortgage still got to pay, everything's got to get paid though. You know what I'm saying?
What brought you into that show? Like, was you ever locked up before that?
Nah, man, I always escaped it, man. I always one of those lucky cats that always got away with shit, man. I with all the drive-bys, the gang fighting, the slanging rock, everything you possibly do, you knew you were gonna get caught one day, but God had a different plan for me, and I never got caught, and I was either gonna be in jail or die, So later on in life, you got kind of grow up out of it, and you kind of just start moving on. And you realize that you're gonna live. You're like, holy shit, I'm in my 20-something years old, and I'm still living. And I'm like, all right, I think I am gonna live through this fucking nightmare. So. Especially when crack hit and everything like that, it was horrible all over the world. So when you realize that you're gonna live, then you kind of like start realizing, all right, I want to do this, So, and then you change, and then I had a son, and my purpose of going to jail is my son. My son was locked up for second-degree murder, and so that's the purpose I went in there, because I've never been locked up. So I wanted to see how his walk was, how he is, how it is. I've been through all my life that my son's never been through, but he's done something that I've never been through. So I wanted to see his walk, you know what I mean? And feel his walk and understand it. And that was you have more understanding from that. You know what I'm saying?
You basically answered the next question I was gonna ask you. So that's the reason why you did that.
Yeah. You know, that's a exact reason. It's just because you want to kind of understand why you know, he did a dumb mistake, and he was just a driver, you know what I mean? And that's all he was. He never pulled a trigger. I didn't teach my kids how to pull a trigger, you know, and all he did was drive and took easy money, and ended up his partner being murdered, and he took the fall for it, and now he's doing 12 years, you know. So you know, yeah, that's why I wanted to do it. That's why that's why I wanted to do it, you know. So
he's doing 12 years right now.
yeah, he's done 9 years so far.
So he's coming home soon.
He's coming home soon, so hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens, you know. But he's got a long journey ahead of him, you know what I'm saying?
So how was it in the show? Was it everything that you've seen on TV, or was it watered down a little bit? But I think they had cameras all over the prisons, but it was probably 2 times as worse, bro. There was more fights than they showed on TV. They probably picked I don't know, maybe the best fights, or they put a story together, but it was horrible, bro. It was God, it was bad, man, because, you know, brothers teach you, you know, like, I don't know what it was, you know. It was like being put in a cage full of dogs out and just fighting for each other, you know, and it sucked because, you know, the corrections officers don't give a shit about you. They don't care. And you actually feel like you're guilty. You actually feel like I'm innocent, but they're teaching me guilty. They're treating me guilty. Like I'm arguing with this CEO. I'm like, dude, you know, I'm asking what time it is, and you can't even give me the time. He's like, you know, and so I start arguing with the guy and just start telling them, you know, like, if I had a different suit on, would you treat me different? You know, he's like, probably. It's like, then what? You know, stuff like that. Just want to bust your balls.
Yeah, you know, these guys they thought they're, you know, cops and stuff like that, and they couldn't even do the job right, you know. So if they're not happy with their job, just move on. You know, these guys gotta, you know, these guys are their backs against the wall. You know, they done some stupid shit, or they went down for some real shit. You know, and there's a couple of cats that went in down because they're missing their kids. I know I'll probably go back to jail if I had somebody missing my kids. You know, so you know, I all my life, I after I started being good, like a good man, I started saying, you know, I'm gonna stay away from jail. I'm not gonna let the man take me down. So I'm gonna be good now. You know, I have a life now. And so from my 20s, I purposely now stayed out. You know, at first I didn't care about going to jail, but now I purposely stayed out but here I am volunteering to go to jail. I'm like, what the hell is my problem? You know, I was tripped out when my wife even was like, what the hell you think you're doing? You know, so yeah, so you know, it's a hustle, man. You know, it's crazy, but it was hard. It was hard. The microphone, it's a pretty good setup they have, and all the inmates understand that there's a documentary. They just don't know it's 60 days in.
Oh, really? So they know something's going on.
Right. So they have to sign paper waivers, and they have to say, hey, you know, you guys, there's these people from Europe or something are doing a documentary in here in this jail. You guys want to be in it? Yes or no? And people say, like, why? What do I get out of it? Well, you get extra meals, and you get to be out in the yard and this and that. But you know, that's it. They don't get money. So they sign that paper so they don't come after A&E with money, you know what I'm saying? So they go in there, and then there's cameras in every cell, and then they put cameras in every cell, and they put about 2-4 cameras inside on the yard, and then they have like little microphones everywhere, like spider webs everywhere, like microphones way on top. You won't be able to see them, and then you just do your business. You just go in there and you just ignore all that stuff, because after a while you do ignore all that stuff, and that's it, you know.
Was you ever thinking about tapping out?
Oh yeah, man. My first week, man, I don't really talk about it, but my first week I almost tapped out, man. So the reason why also I'm mentally depressed, bro. I have a depression problem, and my first week I went in there, the sheriff made a deal with A&E in the production, saying that they're going to go ahead and make sure I get my meds, and they didn't do it. They couldn't get my meds, and it was about a week and a half, or about a week. I didn't have my meds, and man, I literally thought about killing myself, bro. It was all the stress that goes along with this, you know, the journey, knowing that you're going to go to jail, you don't know what to expect, the unknown, you're leaving your job, your wife, your kids, and then also you're going undercover, you're lying, you know, you're lying to people. All these young cats and old cats are just really down and out, you know, and you're not down and out. You have a good life, and it's just so much stress. And then seeing all the bad stuff and all the horrible stuff, it doubled up. And then my depression came so hard, it hit me like a rock, man. So that first week, I remember laying on the top bunk, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want to kill myself. I think I want to just slam myself against the like fall from the top bunk and kill myself, or just hang myself. It was crazy, man, because I couldn't do it. It was hard, you know. So that's the only reason why I wanted to tap out. As far as like the jail itself, no, it almost made me tap out a couple times. Like, fuck this, I can go home. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is crazy, because, you know what I mean? I was an older cat. You know, I'm 48 now. I was like about 44 when this happened, and you know, you hear all the young cats, you know, rapping and loud and everything. And you know how Black and Mexican folks are. We're loud. That's just what we are. We're loud. You know, we're at a barbecue, whatever it may be. We are loud. And, you know, 95% of the population there is Black folks. And so I was used to it, because I grew up in South Phoenix around nothing but Black folks. And that's why my Spanish sucks, because I hardly grew around Mexicans. And, but it was okay. But what got me, because I'm older, you know what I'm saying? And it was like listening to Lil Wayne like 24/7 all night long, and just that's loud.
And you don't listen to that stuff?
No, well, my kids do, but I don't. And I try to get into it, but I'm just an oldies kind of guy, lowrider stuff, and I just like, you know, some OJs and shit like that. I'm just old schools, but I try to listen to some good stuff. But it's hard, man, you know. But I try to keep up with the generation, you know.
But in the season, I saw you stuck up for the officer, the lady cop, because the young people disrespected her crazy.
Yeah. So
what made you want to do that? What made you do that?
So you got to realize, the one thing they tell you, they give you like a training. They say, hey, you know, you're gonna you guys can't do certain things. You know, you can't do drugs, you can't drink, you can't fight, you can't gamble. I mean, these are just regular laws inside jail, and just like outside here in the world. And so I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I won't do that. And after a while, this young kid, all through the whole season, he kept popping his mouth, you know, to these young these women officers. All through the whole season, they didn't show that, but he was a cool guy. His name's Alan, and he was a cool cat. You know, he claimed Muslim and stuff like that, and just a good guy, but he's just real young and just real mouthy. He's straight from the streets, so he's real dog street. And he got his papers to get out, and he was crying about toothpaste or something that day. And I told him to, like, you know, like, calm down, you know, like, hey, leave her alone, man, because she's just doing her job, bro, you know. And you know, I was trying to actually calm him down. The show showed it different, where I just straightly stuck up for her, and that's it. I was actually trying to calm him down, because I knew he got his papers, you know. And I'm like, Alan, calm down, man, you know, be cool. And he just kept popping his mouth. And finally, man, I thought of my mom. I thought my mom raised us 7 kids, you know, and by herself, you know. She was a single mom. And I thought of my mom just going to a job and working hard, and having to come home and deal with us. And for a young cat to pop off to her like that and calling her bitch right in front of her face and this and that. I just didn't grow up that way, bro. And I just finally snapped. It was towards the end of the season. And I was like,
I'm just done. And I said, so I just turned around. So what I was trying to do, I provoked him. I was trying to get him to swing on me. And so because they did say, if you defend yourself, you won't catch a real charge. So I'm like, all right. So right away I said, you know what you need? And he goes, well, you need your ass whooped. So I step back so I don't get my ass whooped on national TV, you know, like get knocked out for the first punch, you know, like, so I step back. I thought, you need your ass whooped. So I step back. So just in case, you know, he does swing on me, and it went out. And then that's when it happened. And then we just went off on each other. And so I wanted him to at least swing on me so that I would have just ram jammed him right away. But it didn't happen that way, but I'm kind of glad it did. And, you know, I felt bad for it, but you know, it is what it is. So.
Nah, you did a good thing, though.
Yeah, you know, but, you know, I get a lot of heat for that, you know, because of you know, that wasn't my, you know, I guess there's jail rules and stuff like that. And
Politics,
yeah. And I ain't supposed to be doing that, but I don't know, man. I just couldn't do it, man. I didn't give a shit about the politics. You know, the problem with our society, or our young men and old men, is that we let the politics keep us down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, oh, we can't do this, so you're not allowed to do that. And it's like, bro, you know, you got it's not about that. You know, you got to do what's right now. You know, right. So.
Would you do it again? Would you do the whole show again? If they call right now and ask you, we'll give you this amount, such and such money, and do it again, would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, because they one thing they didn't show was a lot of what we did. We did a lot of stuff for the young cats in there. You know, help them read. We help them read their letters from their parents or whatever, or we help them write. We prayed a lot. We did a lot of good stuff in there, you know. And I remember sitting there teaching a young cat how to interview for a job. Wow. A couple times, actually. You know, this is how you talk. You know, you can't just say y'all. You got to, you know, say, hey, yes, sir, or whatever. You got to, you know, get that. You got to land that job, you know, because I was a manager at a job before. I said, this is how I interview people, and this is how you want to act. And they didn't show that, you know what I'm saying? So that was sad, because, you know, our society needs us right now like that. We need to see the good, even though that the ratings is what made 60 Days In, you know what I mean? But it's just I wish they would show some good stuff in it, you know what I mean?
Like the good things y'all did, they just show. But, you know, like you said, ratings,
right?
Controversy sells,
right? Yep, that's what it is.
Are you have any other shows coming up?
No, man. You know, I look at it like this, bro. Like I'm 48 years old. I'm not gonna try to chase the stars. You know what I'm saying? It was just a reality show that came upon me. I mean, if somebody says, hey, this cat was cool on this and this and that, then yeah, hey, why not take it? You know, God's knocking on my door. I'm like, hell, take it. But if I'm not going to chase it, so I'm just a working man. But it does make you realize, like, I was already a part of my community already, like teaching young men how to play baseball and talk to them. And I've always kind of been a life coach, if you will. But now it made me became a public speaker now, and I talk to in jails, and I'll talk to and I do a speaking engagement called Man Cave, and speaking about young men and give me so I use my platform for that. You know, I use that platform to give more to my community. So I think that's a good thing that God put in front of me.
That's real dope. And you could use your platform for when your son comes home to give him a little start.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. So I can say, hey, let's do this, and this is what we did, and let's move on, and there's life after this, you know. So yeah, there's so much opportunities and so much things now. So,
and you already got a head start because you have your platform already. So
that's right, brother.
Well, I keep seeing you getting a phone call. So, but it was a pleasure talking to you.
Oh man, most definitely. Thank you for an invite, man. I really appreciate it, man. You know, I stopped doing interviews and for a podcast, but I said, you know what, you seem like a cool cat. I like it, and I said, I think let's do this. You know, so I try not to do anymore. You know, just so that it takes a lot of time, but I gotta hook a brother up, man. You know what I'm saying? You cool.
I appreciate it, man. I'm a fan of the show, big fan of it. seen season 4 twice already, so.
yeah, it's awesome, man. Hopefully I'll get my girl Angela to hook up with you.
Appreciate it, brother. It was nice talking to you. Have a great day. Enjoy your night.
We're the ones that went in there with you. You know what I mean? We went in there with a bond that we're doing this for the Colonel. We're doing this together. I was so mad because I had a plan to reach out to certain kids out there. And I was touching one at a time. And I'm like, man, I'm on a roll. This is it. If I could just touch one person, that's it. You robbed me from that. And I was so mad when I found out, you know?
Yeah, I'm sorry, John.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But I understand because it's love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?